Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Proud to be here with you and have the opportunity to make history at Alfred University with the Saxons. In this Saxons Spotlight, there has never been before on campus media day interviews. And we decided to do it for all of the sports that are out here because why not? Why do it for one when you could do it for all? So we are here in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Alfred University and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, as well as Wake Up Call. I am here with Liv Gilbert of the women's soccer team. Liv, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Happy to have you here. So, Liv, bring me into what the first thing is when you wake up in the morning. First thought on your mind on a normal day.
Probably just like, all right, I just got to get ready and do this thing. So go to work, whatever it is. I just got to get up and get ready and go.
Are you like, if it's at 8 o'clock, I'm going to sleep as long as I possibly can and know like this is my time to get ready? Or do you like to give yourself a ton of time?
So I set my alarm for like the latest possible time that I would be comfortable getting up. And then I get up on that first alarm. So I'm not really a snoozer.
Yeah.
But I don't get up super early. So
you say this is the time. That's what I did today. I said, this is like the late time, but it's not late. It's the time, like the latest I can wake up.
Yeah. And be comfortable with,
Are you early riser or night owl?
I'm definitely more of an early riser.
Okay. Do you have like a regimen? Are you like an organized, these are the things that I do to start my day every time? Or are you different every day?
It's more on the organized sense than not.
Okay.
I don't have to do things in a certain order, but there are all these things that I have to get done before I get out the door, if that makes sense. So more orderly than not.
So you're in what year here?
Senior year.
Okay. Do you have the opportunity to come back if you wanted to?
With the COVID eligibility, yes, I just haven't quite decided what I want to do yet, but I got a couple more weeks to make a decision.
So as a senior, when you reflect on your time at Alfred, what thoughts come to mind of these last few years?
I'm definitely thankful and for all the opportunities I've had. I've been able to not only play soccer, but run track and study engineering and join clubs. So I'm thankful for all of that, and the community here is just amazing. So they allowed all of that. And I'm definitely just very prideful, very happy to be a Saxon through all of this because of everything that the university has been able to do for me in my time here.
And I don't want to make sure that I mention that track and field with soccer. So I appreciate you saying that because we'll talk about that too. Yeah, we know you're in your soccer garb right now, but when you say the Saxons, like you're very prideful because of everything that they've done for you, what did they do?
I guess just the community is so supportive and they allow us to do us because there's many multi-sport athletes here.
Yeah.
So they encourage us to do more than one. We never have to choose. We never have to choose between two things. So in a sense, being so supportive in that way, that's like what they're doing. So it's nothing that, you can hold, but it's like something that doesn't go unnoticed.
Right. And it's something real and tangible for you in your life.
Yeah.
So why did you choose Alfred?
One of the reasons was that I could play both soccer and track. I liked the small school feel. I'm from Ontario, New York originally, so not too huge. I knew everyone, but I wasn't like best friends with everyone. So I get that same feel here. Like there's a lot of familiar faces every day, but not necessarily like super close with everyone. But it's nice to, pass friendly faces that you see every day.
So you like that small town feel. And for you, does it feel like a family at this point?
Yeah.
And how's the women's soccer team and also track and field, if you were to look at them both, how have they each evolved?
For sure. The soccer team here has grown a lot. We've gotten a lot of people. The program's still growing. So it's definitely, we've had our ups and downs. When I came in, there were still some strong people here. And then we kind of had a huge turnover. So we got a lot of freshmen in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So we've been a young team for a while, but now a lot of our me and the other classes, we've been here a year or two, so it's nice to have kind of that experience coming back. So definitely a lot of growth in the past couple of years, and same with the track and field team. I know I joined, I think the program was still kind of, they were bringing it back and really adding to it.
Yeah.
So now it's really cool to see kind of what has been able to happen even since COVID, because that took a dent in things for sure.
Going through COVID, obviously, many people, thank God, aren't going through pandemics. To go through something like that, it can feel like something's been stolen from your experience, from playing, from just being able to see friends, from going to school. How did you navigate through what I consider a giant attack on mental health?
Some people might not think that my class was the lucky class in quotations, but I think me personally, I feel that so ending high school with COVID and then starting college with COVID, we didn't get to experience COVID or college before COVID.
Yeah.
In a sense, it kind of stinks because I've heard great things about it, but it's just, I'll never know it. But in the other sense, it's kind of nice because it didn't feel like anything was taken from me because I didn't know what it was like beforehand. So when you look at it that way, it's like, okay, I just have to make the best day.
Yeah.
It now, and I didn't know what it was before. Whereas people that just graduated college, they had at least a semester or a year maybe of school, and so they got to experience what it was like beforehand, and then had to come back to it not being like that. And I think that would have hurt more than just kind of coming into it without knowing what to expect.
Have you learned from things like that how to maybe appreciate more?
Oh, for sure. I definitely, as things are coming back, it's definitely nice to realize what life was like without it, and then kind of have it come back and be able to be together. You can all come together and appreciate that together, and I think it makes for like a stronger team.
Do you have a favorite memory of either team bonding or just being with friends on campus?
There's just been so many, so I don't think I can pick a favorite, but I do enjoy team dinners, getting to go to upperclassmen's houses off campus. It's a good way to connect with them, see kind of like the town. And for track, I like doing long runs with friends on the weekends.
You have beauty and majesty out here. You're spoiled out in Alfred. When you're running track and you have that track and field world, when you're training, do you just like kind of look around and say like, not everybody has this? Do you appreciate it?
Yeah, I mean, you have to run up hills a lot here, but then you can take a second when you get to the top and you can look out, and it's just so amazing, especially in the fall to see all the colors. But even in the winter, it's pretty too. So all times it makes it worth it.
Why put yourself in not one, but two situations where it's constant endurance, constant just that push on your body? To play soccer, you have to have crazy endurance and stamina and be able to live in that world. And then you thought, hey, let's also do track. So what made you do that?
So I had initially started track back in middle school to stay in shape for soccer, because I figured what better way than to join a team that exclusively runs.
Yeah.
And since I play soccer, I'll be kind of like this endurance runner. So like mile, but maybe not quite 2 mile, because I still have that speed from soccer. So it landed me with the 800 and the 1500 kind of being my events in high school, and now I've kind of shifted to the 800 and 400 in here.
So we're gonna play rapid fire.
Okay.
But before we do that, would you choose Alfred again?
For sure.
You would. Okay. So 3 questions apiece. You get to ask the first one.
What's your favorite place that you've ever traveled to?
Oh boy, it's tough. Probably, I want to see more of it, but I went to Puerto Rico, and I'd probably say, I mean, I love Florida. I love all different parts of Florida. Florida is another second home to me. So I've learned about a lot of different places, and I just love Florida. It's like a part of me. So I would say that. All right, let me see here, Liv. You got the C on your
Yep.
arm. What does it mean to you to be a captain?
It means for sure to be a leader, and I like to lead by example. So I think of you're also an example for the team and beyond the team as well. Even though I might not have the captain band on me all the time, I try to be a leader in other places, not just on the soccer field or the track team.
I like it. What's your second one for me?
Um, what's the strangest food that you've ever eaten?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did have this. I feel like this is a dream. I had like fish eyes, and I genuinely felt like I went into some like weird universe and I could like see through time. It was a very strange feeling. I was like, I feel like I've jumped into a wormhole and I had superpowers for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe. It was weird. It was very, I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like something very strange. So we're going to call it superpowers so that I don't have to just think about the fact that I ate fish eyes. Okay. Let's see here, Liv. Song that you cannot stand. Like a song that you're just like, don't ever play a song again.
That's real tricky. I don't really listen to much other than country music, and I like most of the songs. So
Okay. How about this? Favorite country song ever?
ever,
Ever.
Can I do like
You do now. The one that you play the most.
I mean, I don't know if I have another playlist.
Okay.
Can I do artist?
Yes, you could do artist.
Okay, I'm a big fan of Morgan Wallen, and
Okay.
then also Dirk Stockton.
And Jerks. Okay. All right. Two good choices. Final question from you.
What's a piece of advice you would give to, say, like your college self?
Stop caring what other people think. How people treat you says more about them than you. Don't apologize for believing in God. Be you, because your personality is unique and it's contagious. Don't be afraid to be absolutely you, which I'm not, but
It'd be hard.
yeah, I would say be yourself, love yourself, and don't look for somebody to love you for you to feel value. Value yourself, and then, whether or not that comes, love yourself from the inside out. That's what I would say. All right, I have last one here. Okay. What piece of advice do you have that maybe you use today to help you?
I definitely try not to stress too much about the little things anymore. I think they used to really get to me. And then I found I can't spend too much time, stressing about the little things, like make lists, it'll all get done. It's okay. You'll have time. So kind of thinking that in my head helps me get through my busy schedule.
Yeah. That coming from Liv Gilbert, myself, Dan Tortora on Wake Up Call, and in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Alfred University, Saxons Spotlight, making histories, speaking with Liv and so many student athletes here. Make sure you come out and see Liv and her teammates on the women's soccer field, as well as in track and field. Thanks, Liv. Appreciate it.